Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 5th of January 2025. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to Bhagavan, Paramatma residing in the heart of every single being. With that bhavana and prarthana, we are continuing to examine the Mandukya Upanishad and the word Aksharam. Please remember that this is a very important word. It is also a sound vibration. It is also a mantra. So the word Aksharam, it is referring to that which is imperishable, that which is unchanging, that which is eternally existing. It is very, very relevant in terms of our sadhana, because our goal is to be one with Akshara Brahma. In the Swaminarayan tradition, there's a beautiful, very commonly stated phrase that in Gujarati it is stated, Akshar Roop Thaine Purushottamni Bhakti Karvi. Brahma Roop Thaine Parabrahmani Bhakti Karvi. Atma Roop Thaine Paramatmani Bhakti Karvi. This is a basic concept that runs through the entire Sanatana Dharma. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, the Brahma Sutras, the Upanishads, all the sampradayas, it doesn't matter where in which direction we look, any sampradaya, any parampara that is Vedic in nature will talk about this fundamental concept that we are to be one with Brahman. Brahma ke saath ekta, Akshar ke saath ekta, aur Bhagwan ki akhand bhakti kar di. These are two points that are combined beautifully together. They are combined together because that gives us a direct and straightforward path into liberation. Into liberation meaning moksha, mukti, atyantika mukti. These two combined together. What are these two? Oneness with Brahman, Aksharam. As the Upanishad says, the Omkar is the Akshara. Omkar meaning the sound vibration. So in sound vibration point of view, yes, that is true. It also means that the imperishable Tattva, that is Brahman, is present here in front of us as Satguru, as Satpurush. Why the Guru Parampara throughout Sanatana Dharma is necessary? Because truly awakened sages, जिसको हम बड़े संत कहते हैं, ब्रह्म स्थिति के संत कहते हैं, these are the high level sages, topmost, like Guru Dattatreya ji, Guru Datta Babini every day, for example. Why they're important? Because they are living in that dimension of Brahman. They're not living in the three gunas of Maya. That is the difference. The three gunas of Maya are not affecting them. They are not stuck with the three gunas of Maya. They are gunatit. Guno se bahar nikal gaye hai. And that is the great mystery of sadhana. Because sadhana doesn't take us outside of sattva gun. हम सात्विक बन सकते हैं जीवन में. इससे बाहर कोई साधन नहीं है. तो इससे बाहर क्या है? भगवत कृपा, संत की कृपा. In Gujarati again we say भगवान અને ભગવાનના સંતની કૃપા થાય ત્યારે જીવ માયામાંથી નીકળે. Then also it is stated, ભગવાન કૃપા સાધ્ય છે, સાધન સાધ્ય નથી. Does that mean that we don't do sadhana? Wrong. We have to do sadhana. In fact, sadhana is done constantly. But keep in mind that the ahankar, that I am doing sadhana, leave that aside. We've talked about that before. Let sadhana come about naturally. Not that I'm doing it. There's no me that is doing anything. The moment the ahankar comes into the picture, the jivatma goes right back into its bonded state, into its binding, the force of binding of ego comes about in sadhana. But when we are sitting for dhyan, manan, chintan, bhakti, seva, any adhyatmic sadhana, अहंकार बिल्कुल इसमें आना नहीं चाहिए. बिल्कुल नहीं. That's awareness. To be aware that where is my ahankar coming? If that is coming in the way, have to leave that aside. प्रार्थना करो भगवान को, leave that aside, because that is going to be an obstruction in the connection with Akshara Brahma. Akshara Brahma is that which always is, that which never changes. That is the substratum of all underlying phenomenal existence. Phenomenal existence is what we see outside, what we experience in the waking state. We're awake right now through our brain, body, mind. We can see the world outside. That is called phenomenal existence. But that which is the substratum, due to which every type of existence is present, that is called Akshara Brahma. Right? So these are key points to keep in mind. Universes come and go. Brahmand aate jate hai. Just like our bodies, these bodies that we have, these bodies come and go. Brahmand also comes and goes. This is called Pinda in Sanskrit language. ये जो शरीर दिखता है इसको पिंड कहते हैं. In the outside universe we see is called Brahmand. And that also, it is going through creation, sustenance, destruction. Creation, sustenance, destruction. Again and again and again. But the Akshara Brahma is not going through creation, sustenance, destruction. This is the great discovery of the rishis. They have discovered in the depth of their dhyan, in the depth of their bhakti, in the depth of the revelations, that there is the unending substratum of all existence. It is a discovery that awaits us all. It is not simply reading it in the Gita or the Yoga Vashishta or some other places, Avdut Gita or Dhaneshwari or Vachanamrut, ki aisa kuch hai. We read it and we have some idea about it and it ends there. No. It's not about having an idea only. It is about realizing the tattva. How beautiful would that be to realize this? इसके लिए हिंदी में एक शब्द है खोज करना. That is research, to search. To do that is sadhana. भगवान के साथ जोड़ना, मनन चिंतन, शास्त्रों रखना. We take the Gita, we take Jnaneshwari, take beautiful scriptures, starts going through them. It has to connect inside. It's not somebody else's connection, it's our own connection. It's our own inner connection with the words in the Shastras. The Shastras are Sat Shastra, meaning they are speaking, they are revealing the truth. The words of the Gurus that have come for 10,000 years, they are written in the scriptures. And then to bring them inside, Shastron ko andar lana, ye baat alag hai. You can take various verses of the Gita. We can take so many verses of the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not simply to be read outside, or the Upanishads are not simply to be read and just kind of, okay, we read it. Bring it inside. It's like, take a simple example, like a cup of coffee. I have a cup of coffee in my hand. I don't know if you can see it or not. I have a small cup of coffee in my hand. I can make a cup of coffee, make it hot, put all the ingredients, the creamer that I want, the sugar that I want, whatever I want inside there. The temperature, everything is ready to go. But I have to put it in my mouth. I have to put it in my mouth and then I have to swallow it and then drink it. If I don't drink it, it's meaningless. It's useless. Whoever drinks it finds the benefit. Pee jana, just like food items, drink items, we have to ingest them. Similarly, each idea that is being presented every day in satsang, for me, Sachin is presenting only for Sachin and as a seva to others. How much is this mind absorbing, drinking? Kitna absorption hota hai antar mein iska? That is the real key here. We can talk about Akshara Brahma and Akshara Dham and so many other things. Fine, we'll talk about it. But are we really, I have to see myself, what extent is this actually resonating? Can I see the world of names and forms as just a fluctuation? Aisa dikhta hai mujhko? Is it so? It's not so easy because we are taking this entire srishti as permanent. Our mind is looking at it that way. It is not. It is called the doctrine of impermanence. The Buddha talked about this. Buddha's first teaching is this, that the world is completely anitya. Okay, I understand that intellectually. Everybody knows that. Who doesn't know that? But that's not going to cause liberation, just intellectual understanding. It's to internalize this fact that everything is anitya. Okay, well, let's say I try to internalize that. Then what? What's the next step? The next step is to apply my actions, my words, and my deeds, and my thoughts, and my emotions towards that which is Nitya. Nitya meaning eternal, existing, that is God. That's the only thing we can do. We can either apply our mind towards that which is anitya and stay in that world only, and we need to do that to some extent, or we can decide, we can recognize, realize that things are all just a fluctuation. Aaj hai, kal nahi. Every day is a different flux. And from that, while living in the temporary reflected world, we keep our attention on Paramatma, on Bhagwan. That keeping attention there means the sadhanas really take hold. 9 forms of devotion, beautiful love for the Ishta Devata. All those things, study of scriptures, mantra sadhana, bhakti of different kinds. It's like the fish that lives inside the bowl. In one sense, it is bound inside the bowl, but in another sense, it is its life. Machlinu jivan e jal che, in Gujarati we say. Similarly, a sadhak's life is the swarup of Paramatma, Bhagavat Swarup. That is a sadhak's life. It's like the fish. Fish decides, I want to live outside the water. It cannot live outside the water. It is like that. But when our bhakti reaches such a stage that we cannot live without God, we cannot live without bhakti, we cannot live without satsang, we cannot live without scriptures, we cannot live without temples, we cannot live without Bhagwan ki jo Bhagwan ka jo mahima hai. We cannot live without that, even though we do everything. But we are living in the water of upasana and bhakti and jnana. Then, by grace, by krupa, the doorway opens into Akshara Brahma. Ki main kaun hu? The Atma Tattva begins to reveal. It is Atma Tattva is the witnessing consciousness. It is not male or female. It is the divinity. Bhagwan Krishna कहते मेरा सनातन अंश है. Is my ansha, the Atma. Kitni amazing baat. And to realize the Atma Tattva, isn't that worth doing? Isn't that worth aiming towards? So if we spend our time aiming towards Narayana, Dheyo Narayano Harihi. If time is spent towards that ultimate goal of Narayana, कि जो भी हो जीवन में भगवान का साक्षात करना ही है, साक्षात्कार करना ही, want to realize God at any cost. If that determination is there, if that willingness is there, once that bhav is there, then by krupa, Paramatma is going to flood the sadhak's life with everything that is needed to reach the Paramatma. Guaranteed. ये guarantee बात है. इतना guarantee तो मनुष्य को दिया है. Doesn't matter which tradition, which religion, which path, doesn't matter. When the sadhak becomes real, जब प्रेम ही अनंत हो गया, जब सच्ची साधना आती है, when real seeking comes, as Shankaracharya ji mentioned, Tivra mumukshutvam, when that really opens up, Bhagwan is only looking for that. He said, you really want to reach me? Okay, come. You come to me. That is possible. And that is not something to show off to somebody else. You cannot show to anybody. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks in this world. It has no consequence. The only thing that matters, what does Bhagwan Krishna think? What do the great sages, how do they see us? how we see them and how do they see us. ये दोनों ही बात है. ભગવાનના મોટા પુરુષને ઓળખવા, જેવો ઓળખાય એવો થાય. In Gujarati we say to recognize them and see how they are seeing us, the great sages, how God is seeing us and how we are seeing, because that's the only thing that's going to matter. Not if 1 million people or 1 billion people or 1 trillion people praise us. This body will turn to dust one day anyway. There's not going to be any me left anyway. इसका कोई अर्थ नहीं है. These people running foolishly in this sansar for ahankar and positions and they're trying whatever they're doing, and then they're just going to turn to dust only. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, thou shalt return. The Bible says so. We can see it also right in front of us. तो कितनी मूर्खता है to start running after ego-driven activities and waste time, valuable time, and not realize Bhagavan. कितना अज्ञान है ये. You see, this is why humanity suffers. Generations suffer. Wars come. Conflicts come. Unending divisiveness comes. This is what Vedanta teaches us. To break out of all of this, to awaken once and for all into the highest of reality, and to realize that I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. There are 6 Mahavakyas. Aham Brahmasmi, Soham, Pragnananam Brahma, Tattvamasi, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. And there's one more. I just spoke 5 of them. I don't remember the 6th one right now. There's 6 Mahavakyas. The Mahavakya means that's the realized state. The Tattvamasi, Ayam Atma Brahma, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Ye bahut badi, this is the enlightened stage. If we are aiming for that, one is living in this world as a lion. And if we are not living for that, we are living in this world as a mouse. The Ganesha is sitting on the mouse and the Devi is sitting on the lion. See the symbolism. It's a transition from the mouse to the lion. The lion, Ganesha starts. Ganesha says, okay, your mind is like a mouse. You give it to me first. And the mouse is the Vahan of Lord Ganesha. Why? Because our mind is like a mouse that only fear. The mouse is, how afraid mice are? They're hiding in different places, corners. Is a lion afraid like that? Lion is the king of the jungle. Kiska bhai siha ko? The Devi is Siha Vahini. That is a transition from the mouse to the lion. From our transition from the fear and agitation and all the contracted, limited states into the Bahat. It's called in Vachanamrita Garada Madhya 12. Maharaj said that you are the king inside this Sharira. Bhagavad Gita says this. The city of 9 gates, you are the king. That is the Atma Tattva. And that is the lion. You see, that is the Shakti that is present. So, Devi is sitting on the tiger. She's sitting on the lion. See unke jo vahan hai. Why this symbolism is there? For this purpose. This is one of the purpose behind. So, let's stop here for now. But a little over time. Om Dhyanamulam Gurur Murtihi Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam Pujamulam Gurur Padam Mokshamulam Gurur Krupa Tameva Mata Chapita Tameva Bandhusya Saka Tameva Vidya Dravinam Tameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Aim Brim Klim Chamundaye Viche Om Divalingaya Namaha Urdhvalingaya Namaha Anandalingaya Namaha Dwadash Jyotirlingaya Namo Namaha Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarakamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshyamam Mritat Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Durga Durga Rakshini. Tata Swaha Om Aim Rim Klim Chamandai Vicham Glom Hum Klim Jum Saha. Jwalaya Jwalaya Jwala Jwala Prajvala Prajvala Aim Rim Klim Chamundai Vichajvala Hum Sam Lam Ksham Phat Swaha. Om Shri Durgar Pranamastu. Om Shri Radha Krishnar Pranamastu. Om Hrim.